So we maxed out our space at 180 Haven Street, which was a great building. In fact, we doubled the size of it when I was a chief lending officer at the bank. And at the point that we came over here, we had 2 people in every office, and we really were at capacity. We took a look at whether or not we could redevelop the building that we had on Haven Street, and it was going to cost us north of $3 million to put a 3rd floor on the building, which really isn't the best use of our resources. The bank's board was adamant that we're Reading Cooperative Bank. We were founded by Reading citizens in 1886. We had to have a Reading address. And at the same time, Keurig was vacating this building here at Walkersbrook. And we found this space. We took up a small piece of it for 18 months while we waited for another piece of the floor to become available, and we've just completed our expansion, and we love it here. It's open, collaborative, and it's really been a shot in the arm for us. Hidden, unfortunately, but it is the only Class A office building in Reading that's available for lease and for tenancy. So we did come over here. We actually took employees that were across the street on Haven Street on the 2nd floor of an office building, the old Mass Bank Operations Center actually. We had employees that were on Lowell Street in Wilmington. We had employees that have been placed in the Andover branch, the North Reading branch, the Wilmington branch. People just stuck in every corner. Bringing them all together over here has really helped us a lot. Getting departments next to each other, we've broken down walls. Silos no longer exist, and just the team spirit has just been really good for us organizationally. But I'm really glad that you came to take a tour of the space. That's why we had the open house last month, was we really wanted people to understand that we are still Reading Cooperative Bank. We were created by the community, and we're part of the fabric of the community. We've got people in our branches that are meeting customers face to face. They're on Haven Street. Our lenders are there, our branch managers are there, our bank specialists. But the people that have been promoted within the bank are now here at Walkersbrook in our operations center. So if you have a problem with your debit card and you want to call somebody, you're calling here. In fact, all of the 942-5000 number, our main line that has been in place for so long, that phone rings here. If you're processing a loan application with us, all of that's happening here. We call it our back office. It's the accounting department, it's deposit operations, it's customer service, it's call center, it's IT. Did I say marketing already? We have marketing, administration, the CFO is here, compliance. Unfortunately, we have a very high bar as far as compliance in the banking industry is concerned, and so we have many people here that are responsible for making sure that every piece of paper is filled out right, and that's a lot of the work that we're doing here, a lot of paper pushing. Actually, the space is open, as you can see. We've dropped down all the walls. Our old space looked very banky. It had all the cherry cabinets and the great big wood desks that you always expect a banker to be sitting behind. Here it's very progressive in style, collaborative in style, and it matches our brand. We did a lot of work determining and revisiting who we were as an organization. You can see our logo behind me. The logo is actually representative of the Parker Tavern in its shape, but it also is a diverse group of dots which represent people in the community, our employees, all people coming together for a common purpose, which is really what a cooperative is. And we really are rallying around the term cooperative because that is how we came about, and the space here is collaborative and cooperative in nature. So if I need somebody from the marketing department, I don't pick up the phone, I don't send an email, I walk over. And you have much better outcomes when you're having dialogue face to face. So it is an open collaborative space. It's one of the things that we researched before we came here to find out what are the new progressive ways of improving corporate culture through design. Along with moving here and the design, the other thing that we did incorporate within the space is our brand. So as you walk through the space, you actually can see who we actually are, who our customers have told us that we are, and what we mean to them and to the community. So in front of our boardroom, we have a bright red wall which reflects the bold nature of who we are, and reminding the board members of the values that they bring every single time they're meeting and making decisions on behalf of the bank. And they're all about collaboration, cooperation, independence, and mutuality, because it's one of our core principles. You'll also see our values on the wall on the other side of the space, which identifies the fact that we want a respectful workplace where People can come together and collaborate and develop and be enriched. And also the importance that we feel that employees have lives, and work-life balance is important. We also, these walls can be written on, so we have a lot of spaces where we can actually get together and brainstorm. We'll have a lot of meeting places and growing places. The most edgy part is the Cooperative Damn It brand. That is actually not for customers and for consumers. It actually is how we feel about our cooperative bank. Where there's a sea of banks out there. There's Bank of America, TD Bank, et cetera, some of these large banks, some of them that have been behaving not in the customer's best interest. When we look at ourselves and think about who we are as a cooperative, if that guides the values of our decision making, that means that we're going to do things that are in the best interest of the customer and our employees in our community, because those are the values that we espouse. And Cooperative Damn It means that's what drives our decisioning. As far as the bank is concerned, again, keeping in line with who we are as a cooperative, we are investigating opportunities within our marketplace. Because we're a mutual and we're owned by our depositors, we're having a lot of conversations with them about what they think we should do with our finances, our resources. So our revenue and our profit go back right into the bank itself and support the growth that we do. One of the things that we've really rallied around is the Michael Porter philosophy of shared value. In a cooperative bank that doesn't have shareholders, what is our purpose? And when we look back to why we were created to begin with, was because people didn't own their own homes, and cooperatives were formed so that the community could come together collectively and go from being renters to homeowners, which that really is, I don't know what you would call that. That's developing and creating financial opportunity. So we are looking at our market, and when we find pockets of financial need, that's what we try to develop products to address. And we do have some interesting things that are in the works right now that we'll be happy to share with you once we come public with them. But we're really excited about some of the opportunities that face us in the future.